See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like ha. Yeah, me, I'm a G bring heat in the sound like.
Hey everyone, Jake Noecker here with the Scrap News, and next to me fighting at LFA 153 is 2-1 strawweight LFA fighter Alandria Brown. Alandria, how you doing?
Good, Jake. How are you?
I am great. It's almost fight week, about 9 days out, something like that. You
Yes.
energy feeling good? Where are you at?
I am like perfect. I have no complaints. Everything feels so good. My weight's perfect. Training's perfect. I'm ready to go. I wish it was this weekend.
Sorry, almost. Big UFC card this weekend to watch and keep you distracted at least.
Yeah. Oh
Is
yeah.
this your first fight in Indiana?
This is my first fight in Indiana.
Have you just told me before we started you're from Tennessee. Have you ever been to Indiana before?
Actually, yeah, I have. I had a great grandmother that lived there, so frequently growing up, I did visit there a few times.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you excited to fight there at all, or just business as usual?
Yes, I'm excited to fight there because it's kind of closer to Tennessee than California, obviously. So a lot of my family's coming, my dad's coming, so I'm so excited to see them. And a lot of them haven't seen me fight live, so it's gonna be really cool.
That's awesome. That's stressful too. I'd be stressed out about that, but that's exciting as well. We'll get into the fight in a minute, but before that, talking about training, are you still at the Den? Where are you at right now?
Yes, I'm at the Den Training Center. It's a new facility. My coach just opened. Monday was actually the first day open. Yes, congratulations, Coach Ben. It's amazing. It's awesome. And we have our own gym. I got the keys to this place. I literally stay here all day, all night, and it's awesome.
So tell me who your coaches are, training partners, who are your teammates?
So my head coach is Ben Jones. My boxing coach is Chewy at Raw Talent Boxing. Um, and my training partners, I'm the only female, so mostly all guys. Richie Miranda, he's an LFA. Jacob Rosales, also aka my fiance. Um, Joey Dorado, Nick Patea, Drake Flores, a bunch of them, all dudes, but they're awesome.
That's awesome though, and that's as a if I was a woman fighter going up against you and I heard, oh, she only trains with dudes, I'd be like, oh boy, that's scary. So you got that edge
Yeah,
up already.
yeah. I mean, it is good, I think, for like their strength and like, I submit them and do good against them all the time. So I'm like, okay, you guys are at least 30 pounds, like the closest range to me.
Yeah.
So, another 115er, I feel like it's like a hot knife through butter.
Well, I mean, your shoulders right now are popping, so you clearly keep up with. Yeah, you
Almost
clearly keep
fight
up with them.
ready. I
Oh,
can't wait.
you're fight ready, that's for sure. And I mean, speaking about that, how long has camp been? Has camp been good overall?
Okay, so I would say like I'm basically in fight camp all year long. The only
Sure.
thing that changes really when I sign a contract is my diet. I get more like on top of that to, make the 115 cut. But dude, I'm in the gym every day, all day. That's all I do. I'm always ready to take a fight, always ready to fight, wanting to fight. I only got to fight one time last year. Super annoying. Mostly, actually, I was supposed to fight Rachel last year, but now we're meeting this year, so that's cool. Um, I want to fight literally like four times at least a year, but I guess the other girls really don't want to fight that much.
Apparently not. And you were also injured like last year, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, just a little tiny injury. Like I like broke a piece of my bone in my wrist, but like so me and Rachel were supposed to fight and then that happened, but we only postponed it for like literally only 2 weeks later. Like
Oh,
and
really?
so but then I guess she got sick or something, so then it never happened.
Well, it's happening next weekend. And speaking about Rachel Martinez, what are your thoughts on her as an opponent?
I'm excited to finally fight another wrestler. I think that's gonna be cool. She's a great opponent. She's a great fighter. She's got some crazy cool kicks. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good fight, and all respect to her. And I can't wait to meet her in the cage next week.
And you mentioned that you're both wrestlers. I mean, that you advertise on your Instagram that you're a wrestler and all your highlights, you're wrestling queen. So stylistically speaking, how do you think this fight plays out?
Um, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm like, honestly, this is like the first fight. My game plan is not to shoot and go to the ground. Although I know that when it goes to the ground, I will beat her on the ground. I think if it goes to the ground, I'm for sure gonna get a quick kill, a nice submission easily. But I think I'm gonna keep this one standing as until if she wants to shoot on me, go for it, try, and we'll see what happens.
I love it. I love it. And I mean, you each have 100% finish rate in your career. She has a knockout. I believe you have 2 submission wins. So it'd be interesting to get that knockout in your career, especially her coming off of a knockout win, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she did good her pro debut. She I mean exactly what I do. Went in there, took a few shots, took her down against the cage, and she just got a nice crucifix and just elbowed it down until the ref called it. So I'm excited. I want to go to the ground. I want to stand up literally wherever the fight goes. I'm ready to fight, and I just can't wait for it.
And I mean, I grew up wrestling too. So the nice thing about wrestlers is if we get punched in the face, we're just going to take you down and drag you. So start on the feet, and then you always got that in the back pocket too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you do this at all, but I ask everyone this because it's a good answer usually, and it gets the views, and people just like to hear it. So, do you have a prediction for this fight?
I know that I'm gonna get a finish. I don't know how, I don't know what, but I know that in round 1, 2, or 3 that I'm gonna get a finish. I don't see this fight going to decision. I don't see any of my fights really going to decision. I only want to finish. I'm not coming to spar you. I'm coming to finish you. I'm coming to fight you. And I think that I'll get a finish.
Love it. So, your entire pro career, you've been with LFA so far, and
Yes, I
LFA.
love them.
I'm cheating on LFA. I'm wearing the Cage Fury t-shirt. Sorry, but
Hey, they're awesome too.
they're both great promotions. UFC Fight Pass, ESPN Plus. So fighting with LFA, how do you feel about the promotion? What are your thoughts with them? Like, you're essentially on the big stage without being in the UFC or Bellator.
Yeah, honestly, I love LFA so much. Like, I actually in my amateur career, kind of at one point went to this gym called Black House. So, they're pretty LFA affiliated. Ed Soares was like, I believe even owner of Black House or part owner or something. So like, dude, I remember being an amateur and I'd be like, Ed, can I please fight like on your prelim card, like as an Emmy fight? Like, I wanted to fight with LFA so bad, and I could not believe when they called and like I was gonna make my pro debut with them, but like it was even more. They're like, we want to sign a 3-fight contract with you, and like I was blown away. And something really special about that, my dad came and visited me in California for the very first time, and like while he was here, my coach FaceTimed me and he's like, hey, and like he's like, what's up? Is your dad right there? And like he's like, yeah, he's like, your pro debute's in 3 weeks with LFA and they want to give you a 3-fight contract. And I was like, no freaking way. Like, I mean, essentially kind of like part of my dreams came true. I love LFA. I want to fight for LFA every single fight till I do go to the UFC. So I'm an LFA fighter and I will be here until the UFC calls me.
And you mentioned you had a 3-fight contract. You're 2-1, so this is your 4th fight. Does that mean you have a new contract? What's the deal there?
Yeah, I signed a new 3-fight contract. So I'm locked in for another 3 fights with LFA.
Now, how does that work? Like with LFA and other regional promotions, if you go on, let's say, a 2-fight win streak, you're 4-1, and then it's August and Contender Series calls you. Are you allowed to take that fight if you have another fight
Oh
left
yeah.
in your LFA? Okay.
Yeah, they'll let you do that. I think I think UFC is like the only one that like you can quote quote break your contract for.
Because they're
Um
partners or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, if I got a contender call, like if that happened, then yeah, definitely. But my dreams, what I really want to happen, my only one goal this year is to become the LFA Strawweight Champion. And then whatever happens after that, happens after that. I really want to finish Rachel next week, get another fight in like April, May, finish that girl. And then that point I'll be 4-1, 4 finishes. And I think that a title shot, that's what I like in the real world. If I could like write a story, that's what happens. And so that's like my dream come true, become the LFA champion.
Well, you just answered my next like 3 questions in one there. I was going to say, what's next after you go 3-1? Bam, you answered it. Who do you want to fight? When do you want to fight? Boom, you answered it. So now let me ask you, after you get that LFA belt, after you are 4-1, 5-1, whatever it be, what's next? What are your like ultimate career goals past the LFA belt?
Obviously I want to go to the UFC. That's like my next dream come true. I want the LFA belt, and then dude, with the girls, and like as soon as they get the LFA belt, they get right into the UFC,
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. Although being I guess 5-1 at that point. I don't know, maybe like defend it a time or something because I don't want to go like right to the UFC like super only 6 fights in, and I don't know, I want to be ready. I want to be ready to fight the best girls in the world. So if I need like another fight or so like to for that, then I'm not in a rush. I know it's gonna happen one fight at a time, but I want to be ready.
Very young. I'm 28 years old, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Very
not that
young.
young.
Plenty. I'm 25. It's young. Please, come on. Plenty of prime years left ahead of you. So
Oh
no,
yeah.
no problem taking your time there. And I respect the patience because, most fighters are like, give me a win. I'm going. Let's do it. And then they get knocked down. It's just like, dude, come on. Should have taken
Yeah,
your time.
or like a lot of girls like are just taking like easy fights to get wins on their record, and then they go into the UFC and then they actually fight someone who's good, and then they lose every fight. You know what I mean? So I don't want that. I want after this fight with Rachel, I want to fight I don't know who. I really don't have anyone in mind. Um, other than like in all respect, the Gigi Cantu girl. I don't really know how to pronounce her last name. Sorry, Gigi. She's really good. She's 4-0 now. I think she's like 3 finishes. I think she's definitely a champion. Like, she's got to be somewhere up there with that title shot. So maybe I fight her for the title. Who knows? But I don't know. I want to fight someone after Rachel, like more established.
Sure. You want to get some credibility behind your record, so to speak. Although beating, undefeated people like Rachel Martinez is awesome enough as
Oh yeah,
is. Um,
yeah, definitely.
so, obviously there's MMA, which is your main thing. That's what your passion is. That's what you're a part of. That's what you're in love with, it seems. I'd be a fool not to ask about stupid, I'll call them circus leagues, like this Dana White Slap League and Bare Knuckle Fight Club and, the Triller, Jake Paul boxing matches, all that BS. Someday, if someone comes to you with like the right price, is that something you'd be interested in ever doing one of those stupid things?
The slap league, no. I do the combat jujitsu. I love that. It's so
That's
fun. I'm gonna
awesome.
do Medusa 4 in Cancun next month, so that's gonna be so fun. I did the last one in Texas. So fun. It's like my favorite thing, grappling, and then I get to hit people too, so it's like my two favorite things in one. Um, Bare knuckle boxing, honestly, no.
Good.
It's not for me, and I feel like it's like its own thing. I really don't consider it like, I don't know, like I guess it's a combat sport, but it's like a backyard fighting combat sport to me. And I feel like the people only go there when like their career's done, basically. So I don't know. It's not for me.
Good. I was just wondering because, combat jiu-jitsu is certainly not a circus league of any means. That's a great sport.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
You said that's what, Medusa 4?
Yeah, Medusa 4 in Cancun, March 25th.
Enjoy the March 25th in Mexico. That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And
So fun.
we mentioned earlier your fiance, Jacob Rosales, also an MMA fighter. I believe he's currently also with LFA. We haven't seen him in there since what, June, July, I think it was.
Yeah, we both
Summer.
fought on the same card in July at LFA.
Without, getting into his business too much, anything on the horizon there? Can you hint at anything?
Look for him for the summertime.
Cool. Enough said. Love it. Jacob Rosales possibly coming back LFA in the summertime. You heard it here first. So while we're talking about your mans and your personal life a little bit, I know you said several times you spend all of your time in the cage training. You're always at the gym. Very common for MMA fighters to do. But if there is ever a time when you're not training or fighting, how do you spend your free time? Do you have any like hobbies or interests outside of fighting?
Yeah, I mean, like literally, like my days are so busy. Like here, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends, like I'm so tired. Like even outside of like fight camp, I'm telling you, like I'm do this year round. So by the time the weekends come, I mean, just chill, maybe go to the movies, go get some good food. I'm really crafty. I like to make a lot of things. I have tortoises, a little tortoise farm, so I take care of them. Um, I don't know, just random things like that, kind of.
That's cool. A tortoise farm. That's a first I've heard on the show. I also noticed you have I don't even have this question written down. I have tattoos, so I want to ask about yours. You have a sick sleeve. Where'd you get that done?
Thank you. Dude, Chris Whitney in Nashville, Tennessee. He's actually done like every single one of my tattoos except for, let me show you. I just got a badger tattoo like a couple of weeks ago.
That's sick. And that's for Jacob?
No, not really Jacob. Like, just we're the Badger crew. We're like all Badgers. Like, even though that's his
Okay.
name, that's my coach's name, but like we're just like the Badger crew. So probably expect more of my teammates to get this because I think that they all probably will.
I only asked about Jacob because his nickname's Lil Badger, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he
nickname.
got that from our head coach Ben. He's the Badger, so like passed it down to him, and then now we're all kind of little Badgers.
So you're the Badger Den.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Badgers are freaking mean animals, man. Not a lot of people know that. They're mean little motherfuckers. So Alandria, lots of eyes on you here. LFA 153. Tons of fans, supporters, family, and friends. A lot of them are going to be at the fight, it sounds like. I just want to give you the opportunity. Is there anything you'd like to say to everyone? The mic is yours.
Just thank you to all my coaches, all my teammates, my family who really support this crazy dream of mine and didn't give up and like really keep me motivated and help me in all the hard areas outside of the gym. And thank you to all of them.
Hell yeah. And everybody, when I say this, I mean it. February 17th, LFA 153. It goes down. Alandria Brown. That rhymed. Didn't mean to do that, but you're going 3-1, getting that W on the road to the LFA Strawweight Strap. Alandria, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And kick ass. I will certainly be watching.
Thank you, Jake.